get started creating our database so we can use it to look at anything on WordPress or FTP. So this is the first step that we have to take. So the first thing that I'm going to do is let's go to map, and I want to make sure that my servers are turned on. So let me just go ahead and click on this and start my servers. And you can see that we get this pop up here. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to go to tools and then PHP my admin. Alright, now you can see we got other things that we set up from class, but we're not going to worry about those. So let's just go in and set us up a new database. So let's click on new, and let's give our database a name. And since this, I'll just call this customs with a Z. Alright, you're going to name this whatever you want to name yours. You don't have to follow mine. And then let's change this to, up here at the top, collation. That works. And let's just hit create. So you can see over here in the left hand corner, I've created a new database. I gave it a name, but I do need to go in and set up my privileges for my users. So if I click on privileges, I got a bunch here. I'm just going to go in. You can see I got admin 1 through 4. I'm going to go in and do admin 5. So let's set up a new user. For the username, I'm going to say admin 5. Now remember, if you're doing this for a client, do not use admin. That is not a good look at all. That's how you get hacked. And then I can go to local for my host name. And then for the password, I'm just going to say this admin 5. So I just remember this. Alright, let me retype it, admin 5. Now you can generate a password, but make sure that if you do generate a password that you save that password somewhere on your computer. That is extremely important. Alright, so make sure that grant all privileges on database customs is checked, or whatever name your database is. And then for global privileges, let's just click check all. And I want you to go in and click go. So we have added a new user and we are actually set up. Now what we need now is we need to install WordPress. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and get a fresh copy. So let's go to WordPress.org. WordPress.com, that is like the bought site, so you buy things. WordPress.org is the free, so that's what we want. We want to get WordPress. Well, let's just download this really fast. Alright, and it gives me a zip file. I'm just going to drag this over to my desktop, and I'm going to double click on it. Alright. Now, I'm going to rename this to my database name. I like to stay consistent, so I'm going to say customs. Customs with a Z. And let's go in and put this in our htdocs folder. This is where this needs to go. So, without further ado, let me pull up my applications. And you're going to want to find map. And you can see, there we go. We got all our good stuff. And if you remember from class, htdocs is the one that we want to use. So I'm going to go to customs and drag htdocs. Drag customs into htdocs. And there I can see it's there. And if we look, we have a fresh install of WordPress for our database. Now, let's go back to our website here. And if you ever get lost where you don't know your URL, just come back to the map interface and just click open here, and you can get that pop-up. And the extension is, I want to get rid of this to where I only have the localhost 8888. Now if you are on a PC, yours is just localhost, and then you'll put a slash there. But since I'm on Mac, I'm just gonna write the name of my folder name, which is customs. And if I hit enter, I now can come in and install WordPress. So this is really cool. So let me choose my language, which is English. And then it says before you get started, they need some information. All right, let's go. So if you remember our database name, it was customs. The username, I'm going to say admin5. And for the password, I'm going to say admin5. Local host, and then prefix WP, that works. So let's click submit and run the installation. Alright. So if I want a site name, I'll say my customs theme. Makes no sense, but it works. Username, admin5. And for the password, I'm going to say admin5. And this is the log into WordPress. And this is very weak. And as I've stated before, make sure if you're doing this for a client on the fly in that you do change this stuff, and it is harder for someone who is hacking to get in. And I'll just confirm this is a weak password. Let me just put my email. And let's click install. Hopefully it runs good. And let's log in. Alright, so now let's just log in with our information. Mine's admin5. And this one is admin5. And there we go. I'm at my dashboard. And now I'm ready to actually get started with anything that I want to do. I have full customization of my WordPress. So it's installed perfectly and everything is running. So that is the end of this video.